Gina's pet pot-bellied pig is on a diet. It can have no more than 18 ounces of pig food per day. The bag's label says that each scoop holds 4 ounces of food. How many scoops can Gina feed the pig without going over 18 ounces?
First, we have to build our inequality, and just like building equations, we have to set it equal to our total. In this case, our total will be 18 because that's the maximum amount of ounces of food per day. Now we have to figure out what goes on the other side of the inequality. And if we look here, this is some given information. It said 4 ounces per day. So we have to write 4, and then I'll write S to represent scoops, because it says how many scoops can the pig get without going over 18 ounces. So we have to do 4 times S, because we know each scoop is 4 servings. And we're trying to figure out how many scoops can the pig get without going over 18. So we need to figure out what inequality symbol we're going to use. In this case, it's going to be a less than or equal to, because we cannot go over 18 ounces because that's the maximum amount for the daily servings. So next we have to start solving, and we see that the 4 and the S is connected through multiplication, and the inverse of multiplication is division. So we have to divide 4 on both sides of the inequality. We're left with S. Now we know 4 can evenly go into 18 4 times, and we're left with 2 out of 4. So that means the servings can be no more than 4.5. Now we have to graph this. I'm going to start with a really simple graph with just 3 numbers. I'm going to have 0, whatever number the point is supposed to go on, which is 4.5, and its opposite, which is negative 4.5. Now I need to figure out if it's going to be an open or closed circle. In this case, since it says or equal to, we know it's going to be a closed circle on 4.5. Now we have to figure out what direction, and if you read it correctly, it says S is less than or equal to 4.5. So we need to shade in the less than direction. Now we have to think about this. Since this is a real world situation, is it really reasonable to go past 0? No, it's not. So although the negative numbers satisfy this inequality, it's not reasonable. So if you want to properly graph this for this real world situation, this is how you will graph it. You will put a closed circle on 4.5 because 4.5 is included, and then it will go all the way to 0 but not include 0, because you cannot feed someone 0 scoops. That just means they're not getting any scoops.